Hello and welcome to Match of the Day greats and top action from the Match of the Day archives down the years. Now, although England were not present, the aftermath of the 1978 World Cup finals in Argentina saw the first major influx of foreign players into the English game, with several arriving from Argentina itself. Much of the attention was focused on Ossie Ardiles and Ricky Villa, who went to Tottenham. But the Argentine influence extended to Birmingham City with defender Alberto Tarantini, and even to second division Sheffield United, where manager Harry Haslam had secured the services of midfielder Alex Sabella. However, his arrival had done little to improve the Blades' fortunes early in the season. When Sunderland arrived at Bramall Lane in October, both sides were lying mid-table, but a memorable encounter was to follow. Sheffield United have been plagued by injuries and inconsistency this season, but today they field their strongest team for some weeks, a team that cost around £500,000. The new signings this season: in goal, Nicky Johns from Tampa Bay, the former Millwall goalkeeper, making his league debut for Sheffield United this afternoon. At number 5 in the back four, John Matthews, who came from Arsenal. Up front, number 7, Peter Anderson, also from Tampa Bay, but the former Luton player. Number 9, Steve Finiston, who came from Chelsea in the summer. And number 10, Alex Sabella, who came from River Plate in Argentina. And among all those costly names, in midfield at number 8, 18-year-old Richard Harwood, a local boy, makes his league debut today. The Sunderland team includes 2 youngsters who weren't in the side when we saw them on Match of the Day at Brighton a few weeks ago. Number 2, Michael Cody, 20 years old, a Durham boy. He's at right back. And at number 7 in midfield, Gordon Chisholm, an 18-year-old Scot who made his debut earlier this season. Their newest signing, Mick Buckley from Everton, is still recovering from a facial injury. Well, while the 2 Argentinians who went to Tottenham were taking up most of the headlines, Alex Sabella was signed by Harry Haslam from River Plate and has quickly made himself a favourite here at Bramall Lane. Left-footed player, and he's so far scored just the 1 goal, but got plenty of skill. Today's referee is David Clark from Accrington. So Sunderland in the white shorts and unbeaten in their last 5 matches, playing in the first half from right to left. Header by Cutbush of Sheffield United. I don't know whether history means anything, but these 2 famous clubs first met on October the 7th, way back in 1893, 85 years ago today. And the score then was 1-0 to Sheffield United. This is Sean Elliott for Sunderland in 1978. Bolton. Wilf Rostron looking for Rowell, number 11. And that was John Matthews. John Matthews wearing 5. Hamilton trying to steal in. In the end, it's Sabella. Sunderland winning some good tackles in midfield. Oh, and Kenworthy getting on the wrong side of Brown. Entwistle is waiting far post. Brown's got some pace, as you can see. And it's a corner. Well, Brown certainly moved into a higher gear there. Took Kenworthy on the outside. Johns finally knocked it round. Corner to Sunderland. To be taken by Wilf Rostron. Doherty. Flags up for offside. Sabella so confident on the ball, he wants to keep it and turn, and he turned Gary Rowell, who brought him down, and Rowell gets the yellow card. I think he was the victim to an extent there, Gary Rowell, of some close skill by Sabella, but nevertheless he did bring him down, and the referee gets out his notebook. Sunderland very aware at the moment of the disciplinary record, because they've had 3 players sent off this season, 2 in 1 match at Burnley a fortnight ago, but that wasn't so much a violent offence as a case of the skillful player outwitting the tackler. Matthews. Away by Rostron. Here's Harwood. That's a good ball. It's come to Spate. Couldn't make the most of it really, but he might now. Feeding it through to Finiston if he can shoot. But too close to Siddle. Goalkeeper down very smartly to his left, but it was the first clear shooting chance of the match, falling to Steve Finiston. Oh, it's on here for Brown, and Sunderland's approach this afternoon very direct. Entwistle and Brown combining through the middle. Entwistle flicked that ball on, and Brown was prepared to have a go first time. And I must say he's looked sharp and lively in this first half. That's Finiston up, looking for Anderson with the flick on. And Finiston has cut the back pass off. Clark good enough to turn the other way. Spate. Clark again. That's a fair ball from Rowell to Entwistle. Here's Rowell again. Doherty's made a run to the far post if he can be found unmarked. Bolton, still Doherty wants it right across. Didn't come that far. Cody. Oh, Brown got away. Rowell! It's there! And Brown was made a present of that, and Rowell is the scorer. Number 11, Gary Rowell got the goal, but Alan Brown made it on the byline. A ball that Sheffield United should never have given away. Tony Kenworthy, first of all, let him get goal side. Nicky Johns appeared to have it, then all of a sudden he didn't have it. Alan Brown pulled it back, and Gary Rowell scored his 5th goal in less than 2.5 games. Sabella. So Sunderland, who've certainly attacked whenever they've had the opportunity, get their reward. A 1-0 lead. Plenty of supporters have made the trip from the northeast. You can hear them now. Well, Nicky Johns there, an unfortunate moment for him perhaps in his first game. Certainly appeared to have the ball at one moment there. Well, Sunderland supporters at the moment making this sound like a home match. Harwood. It's a good ball, Cutbush. Finiston came near post, Hampson! Well, there was an opening and Gary Hansen sneaked in the gap, and Barry Siddle not for the first time. Very well placed indeed. Goalkeeper's now made 3 important saves. Hansen. Well, it was Chisholm's trip, and he gets the yellow card. Second man on the Sunderland side to be cautioned. First Rowell, now Chisholm. Gary Hampson, the man who felt it. Well, with 2 players on 1 caution, Sunderland have got to be careful. They lead by a goal to 0, a free kick to Sheffield United. Here's Spate. They're using Cutbush well. Oh dear. He didn't use the ball quite so well. But he has got into that space 3 or 4 times, John Cutbush, making the extra man and finding some time and room on the right-hand side. He likes to get forward. Good ball from Hampson, looking to Finiston. Untidy tackle by Joe Bolton, and I'm afraid that he's going to get the yellow card as well. 3 Sunderland players booked. Bolton, who's only just come back from a suspension, he was sent off at Burnley a fortnight ago. And now more points piling up against him. Well, they've all been for trips, those 3 bookings. Spate curling in there. Couldn't quite reach it though. Sabella's free kick bent in viciously on Siddle. Here's Raul. Chisholm. Hampson's interception. So the end of an eventful first half. Sunderland lead by 1-0. Scored by Gary Rowell, who's also one of 3 players to have his name taken on the Sunderland side by the referee. And indeed, Barry Siddle playing his part, because but for 3 saves by him, Sheffield United would also have scored. But at half-time, they trail by 1-0, and it's the Sunderland fans who are making most of the noise. And we're at Bramall Lane on quite a special anniversary. It's exactly 100 years ago this month that the first floodlight match was ever played in this country, and it took place here at Bramall Lane in October 1878. Well, the man with his back to us, Peter Anderson, number 7 for Sheffield United, scored their goal last week in the 1-1 draw against his old club Luton, and they'll be hoping that he can produce something like that in the second half this week. Sheffield United trailing by 1-0, and there's the first free kick of the second half, and it's gone against them. Quite a problem. It's Entwistle trying to flick it on, and Matthews dropping back. Cliff Calvert for Sheffield United. Peter Anderson. Spate. Cutbush wants it wide. And there are 7 players ahead of him here in attack. Sabella. Sabella appeals to the referee, but Sunderland break away. It's Brown. Rowell is in the middle, and Sheffield is stretched for a moment here again. Still Brown. Oh. Well, he's got the same name as a former Sunderland manager, Alan Brown, but he's no relation. Nor is he related to the other Alan Brown, who used to be a league club manager. Seems to be a famous name in football. These clearances from Nicky Johns not sometimes giving his colleagues every chance. But here's a chance for Hampson, and he takes it well. Players coming forward in the centre. Anderson's made a good run. Anderson is there! And the man who scored last week does the same again. 2 goals in 2 games for Peter Anderson. But it was made by Gary Hampson. Good piece of play on the flank by a left-footed player. He got behind them. The cross was good and low, and Anderson got ahead of the defence to finish it off. So Sheffield United right back in the match. Just 11 minutes into the second half, 1-1. Peter Anderson didn't make his first full appearance until last Saturday. It's the first complete game he'd played in the league, so now he's scored in both his matches. There's Finiston. Oh, it's Hampson again. Foul by Calvert. Funnily enough, the match here last season ended in a 1-1 draw, and that's the score at the moment. Raul. Oh, end whistle! Good save by Johns. Brown is there, end whistle! But offside, I think. I think offside. The goal is not allowed, because while Brown and Entwistle were working their way through there, Entwistle finally put it away, but the Sunderland player in an offside position. Well, Anderson deserved that bit of luck for the way he tried to turn them. Here he is again. Sabella. Oh, Anderson's through here. Good stop by Siddle, well positioned. And Anderson, who claims he would rather play in midfield, doesn't like being a striker. Well, he scored one, it might have been two there. But full marks to Barry Siddle. Always a goalkeeper who tends to get his body in the way, and that means good positioning. Entwistle to Chisholm, Bolton on the left. Four in the attack for Sunderland now. That's Brown. Well, that was Calvert, who didn't quite know, I think, who was around. Probably looking for a shout from Nicky Johns there. Don't think he could have heard one or got one. Good header out by Kenworthy. There's Harwood. Sabella. Oh, a good run by Anderson on this side. Look at that. That's beautifully done by Anderson. And that is a quite superb goal. Peter Anderson's second goal of the match. A lovely break from defence by Sheffield United. And when Anderson made the run, it was a good run in the first place, but the way he took the ball back the other side of the defender and then finished it off so clinically was lovely to watch. So, just over a quarter of an hour left, and Sheffield United are in the lead for the first time. And Sunderland about to make a substitution. Bob Lee is the man coming on, and the man who's gone off is Wilf Rostrom. Foul by Calvert, and Doherty protests, and Calvert gets the yellow card. The yellow card shown this time to a home player. Cliff Calvert booked. Sheffield protesting, but it was very similar to one or perhaps two of the bookings that Sunderland had. It was a late challenge, and the foot outstretched brought down the attacking player. Chisholm runs over the ball, chipped by Doherty. They've got Bolton in space on that side. Put back in for Elliott. Now they're onside, it's Brown! My word, that was close, and one Sheffield defender hung back there and played Sunderland onside. The others had all come scampering out, but one striped shirt stayed back, and had Brown's effort gone in, it would have been 2-2. Harwood done the simple thing on his debut, and he's found Sabella. Two waiting in the centre. Oh, Sabella's gone round the back. Finiston! Finiston scores his first league goal for Sheffield United. But as he raises his arm, the crowd have gone to celebrate with Sabella, because he went to them behind the goal, and Sabella there shows us a piece of magic straight out of Buenos Aires. Didn't just beat the first player, he went on, took on the second, got to the dead ball line where it really matters, and gave Finiston the sort of present that no striker will ever turn down. Finiston, the scorer, but Sabella, the name now on the lips of the crowd. He's made the last 2 goals, and Sheffield United lead 3-1. Came just 5 minutes from the end. What a good second half recovery this has been. Sunderland swept aside. Hampson. The crowd this afternoon at Bramall Lane is just under 19,000, 18,873. Now Elliott. Headed on by Doherty, and here's a chance for Bob Lee to get one back, and he has. The substitute scores for Sunderland. It looks as though it's come too late, because that goal was in injury time. And Sheffield United lost their concentration. They left too much space on this left flank of their defence, and there was Bob Lee just lobbing the ball in to bring the score back now to 3-2. Well, that's where the Sunderland fans were standing and cheering throughout the first half. But the empty terrace there now reflecting the way this game has gone. Sheffield United supporters busy whistling for time. And time it is! What a richly entertaining second division match this was. Sunderland deserving their half-time lead perhaps, but in the second half, Sheffield United, Peter Anderson scoring 2 fine goals. Sheffield United taking over and showing just what they can do, and nobody more so than Alex Sabella, whose performance this afternoon did his country proud. He revived Sheffield United, and they ran out winners by 3-2.
A most entertaining game there from the second division, and we really seem to have struck gold whenever we've gone outside the first. It was an enterprising win by United, and they're not short of off-the-field ideas either, because it was Harry Haslam, their manager, who pioneered the introduction of Argentinian players into our league. Harry himself ended up with Alex Sabella, who, as you saw, was extremely effective in United's victory.
Well, he's lived up to what I thought, and I still think the lad can get better. You know, every day takes him nearer and more towards having the answers to British football. His conversation is getting longer, which is good for us. And you've watched him today. I mean, yes, he does things out of the blue. You know, things that you could never write down on paper and say, that's what we'll do. He plays on his own, in his own way. And I've told the players, you just got to react, let him think, and he can. Let him manoeuvre, and he will, and then you take up the positions, and he'll certainly see you get the ball. And that happened, and I think the crowd, although it was 3-2, everybody must be pleased. It was excitement in itself. I've smoked enough, I'll tell you, really. It was a good, exciting day for me.
So quite an exciting afternoon in South Yorkshire, and Harry Haslam had certainly set a trend. Within 18 months, nearly every first and second division club had at least flirted with foreign imports. Keith Birkinshaw was the other manager at the forefront of this revolution, with the signings of Ardiles and Villa at Spurs. And their visit to the Hawthorns to play a powerful West Bromwich Albion side, managed by Ron Atkinson and including Cyril Regis and the late Laurie Cunningham, was match of the day's second feature. Here now are brief highlights. Villa himself was not playing in a Spurs side that did include Ardiles and Glenn Hoddle. In the BBC team was Barry Davis.
McAllister. Jerry Armstrong. Statham. Truick. Robertson. Brendan Matson. Cunningham. Good tackle by McAllister. And Hoddle setting Peter Taylor away. And it's going in. But he was always in a position then when the shot had to be with his right foot. He never ever adjusted himself to go for his more favoured left, and Bolton, who came to meet him, got a hand to it. He must feel quite disappointed because the shot was not of great power. Cunningham. Waited his time so well then, did Cunningham. Regis running Armstrong and running him clean. Good stuff from Danes. Armstrong totally lost, and here's Cunningham. Well, he more than anyone will know that that should have been made to count. Well, got up the best, but only to McAllister. Good save. On partly by Regis to Alistair Brown. Is it going to go? No! Churick. Cunningham. Robson. Coming to Regis. But he couldn't have hit it better. Tony Brown. Batson. Robson. Churick. Cunningham over there. Churick shots. Good save. Well saved, and in particular well held. Robson. Oh, well taken by Cunningham. He gave a bad ball though. Huddle seems to have lost his control that he showed so much of early on. Here's Alistair Brown and the bounce. Tottenham survive again, and they've got 2 against 2 here. Taylor and Huddle. And Taylor's away, Huddle moving far post. It's too long. Oh, and it's off the crossbar. Churick. Statham. Tony Brown. Alistair Brown. Brilliant save. That's his best save. May not have looked as spectacular as the one that he turned over from Regis, but getting down like that, so sharp to turn it away.
Well, the Argentine influence was to prove a great success at Tottenham, but Sabella was unable to prevent Sheffield United from sliding downwards. They finished the season 3rd from bottom and were relegated. As for Sunderland, they came 4th, missing out on promotion by just a point. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.
The young Alan Hansen makes an appearance in the 1978 Merseyside derby between Liverpool and Everton. That's tomorrow's match of the day. Great on BBC Two at the same time, 2:10.